Danielle. Good morning, Jackson staff and students. It is a magnificent Monday. Today, as we follow our Tiger Truths of be respectful, be responsible, and be safe. I have Miss Daniele Bustos from Mr. Reese's fifth grade classroom. Come on up and say the Pledge of Allegiance. Good morning. How are you? We're going to place our right hand on our heart. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you so much and have a wonderful day. Okay, boys and girls, it is a magnificent Monday. I hope you enjoyed the weather this weekend. Woohoo! It was beautiful. But with the wind chill this week, it's still going to be very chilly. So please remember your winter coats and your mittens and your hats, because the weather this morning, although today it's going to be in the 40s, the wind chill is going to drop it down and it's still going to feel like it's in the low 30s. So please remember to dress warm, because we never know. It's easier to take our coats off and not wear a coat when it turns out to be a beautiful day than not wear a coat at all today. So please remember to continue to bring your coat. This is our last week of school before spring break. So boys and girls, let's buckle down and do our very best in the next 5 days. And then you have a week off of school. I also want to send a reminder that starting this Wednesday, we begin forward testing in our building, which is very important. 3rd, 4th, and 5th grade students are participating in that. The 4th grade begins with social studies, and I would make sure that we hear 0 voices in our hallways. Everybody, it's March, and I know you know how to get where you need to go without making lots of noise. If you see 3rd, 4th, or 5th graders in our building, please remember to give them high fives and cheers of encouragement for them to do their very best. Because after we come back from spring break, that not the first week, but in that next chunk of time, we are going to be continuing with forward testing in reading and math for 3rd, 4th, and 5th grade. And then 4th grade also participates in science and social studies. It's very important that we give our kiddos the biggest amount of encouragement that you can, because they rock that test and they do a really nice job. And so we want to make sure we are encouraging our friends, following our 0 voices in the hallway, at lunchtime, and in bathrooms, because those echoing voices are really loud. But kids in the morning will be working on testing all throughout our building, not just in 3rd, 4th, and 5th grade hallways. So please note that any extra classroom spaces are going to be utilized for testing. So let's be very cognizant of that as we go throughout our building in the next 6 weeks. Okay, I have Mrs. Everhart here. Come on up, Mrs. Everhart. What have you got for us today?
Good morning. Well, I didn't get this to you early enough, but I have perfect attendance from Friday.
Beautiful.
So before I go into our cool tools for today, I guess we could announce perfect attendance. How's that sound?
Sure, that's great.
So perfect attendance Friday. Give yourself a purple ticket. We have Mrs. Dunmore's class, Mrs. Freeman's class, Mrs. Jansen's class, Mrs. Mentink's class. I think that's all of 3rd grade.
Mm-hmm.
Isn't that all of 3rd grade?
That's
there
awesome.
we go. And Miss Peterson's class and Mrs. Sweeney's class. So congratulations to everyone who earned a purple ticket. Remember, I'm updating the percentages on the board for our 3rd trimester ice cream party. So make sure you keep an eye on that, because it's a very close race. It could be anybody's. Anyone could win it. Just make sure you're here to support your grade level. Now, I wanted to talk about, I know we have the forward test this week and coming up. And for our PBIS expectation or character trait, we're talking about perseverance. And sometimes that's really hard. To persevere through things means you need to keep trying and not give up.
And do your very best.
And do your very best.
Yes.
It's hard to do something when you don't know how to do it and you get frustrated and then you want to give up. But that's not how we learn. We learn by mistakes, and when we push through it, if it's hard, you don't give up and try your very best, just like Mrs. Moisen said. So today I wanted to give you guys a little encouragement. I wanted to let you know about some famous people that persevered and they kept trying even if they failed and they didn't give up. And maybe if they would have gave up, we might not know who they are.
Well, you know, Mrs. Everhart, I can think of people just like that
Yeah.
who were failures a long time. Didn't
Mhm.
even make, like Michael Jordan. I don't know
Yep.
if he's on your list or not. Oh, perfect. Because I think of him right away. Everybody knows about Michael Jordan. Air Jordans and basketball. And, you know, he didn't even make his basketball team in high school.
You're giving my whole thing away.
Okay, I'm sorry. I will let you carry on.
She gave you a little hint of what we're going to talk about. But so I wanted to give you some names of some famous people who persevered and tried their hardest, didn't give up. And if they would have given up, then we might not know who they are. So let's start with Vincent van Gogh. Did you guys know that he only sold one painting in his lifetime when he was alive, and that was to his friend? Only one. But now his paintings are worth multi-million dollars just for one. Starry, Starry Night, I think that's what he does. Lucille Ball, if you guys know who Lucille Ball is, she is an actress. She had the show I Love Lucy. She was told that she wasn't good enough to be an actress and that she should probably find a different job. But that was probably one of the best comedies on TV. I still love I Love Lucy. Abraham Lincoln, one of our presidents, he ran for public office many, many times and he failed. He didn't get governor, he didn't get senator, any of those things. But then he ran for president, and you know what? He learned from the experiences of what he needed to do to change things, and he was the president of the United States. Albert Einstein. Now, we know Albert Einstein is one of the great minds and one of the smartest people, right? Did you know that he could not talk until he was 4 and he couldn't read until he was 7? That could be really frustrating, but he didn't give up. He pushed through it. He worked hard, and guess what? Albert Einstein, E=mc², all that good stuff. He made it and he pushed through, and now we know so much thanks to him. We have Bill Gates and Steve Jobs. Now, Steve Jobs we know from Apple, right? And Bill Gates, he started up a company called Trafodata. I've never heard of Trafodata. Obviously, it failed, right? It failed, but now what company is Bill Gates famous for? Microsoft. All over the world. So even though his failed business, it didn't work, he kept pushing and he kept making things better, trying different things, thinking outside of the box, and look where he's at now. We have Thomas Edison, many, many failed attempts for inventions. Oprah Winfrey, you guys know Oprah? She has I don't know if she has a talk show anymore, but now she owns like everything. She is one of the most successful women of our time. She was told that she gets too emotionally invested in her stories. She was a news reporter, and so she got fired from a lot of her jobs. But then she came up with, she had her own show. She has so many different, she has her own TV channel, I think.
And you know she's from Milwaukee,
She
Wisconsin.
is from Milwaukee, Wisconsin. Yes, ma'am. Let's see, Elvis Presley. You guys know who Elvis is? He was told that he cannot sing and that he should just give it up and not even try. Where would we be if we didn't have Elvis? I don't know. J.K. Rowling. You guys know who J.K. Rowling is? She is the author of all of the Harry Potter books. And she was denied publishing about 30 times before someone said, okay, I will take a chance on you. So it would get really frustrating if you kept getting rejection letters saying, no, we're not going to publish your book. It's not good enough.
Well, people told her she was not a good writer.
You were not a good writer. This is not good at all. And she kept pushing. She kept trying new publishers, and someone picked her up, and now
we love Harry Potter.
I love Harry Potter. I'm excited for the new movie coming out. You guys know who Walt Disney is? Yeah. You don't know who Walt Disney is, Kylette? Yes, you do. Walt Disney, like Disney World, Disney, Peter Pan, Bambi, all of the Disney movies. Lion King,
Toy Story.
all of those. He
was. I guess that's Pixar.
Oh yeah. Well,
that's all right.
It's the same thing, pretty much. So he was fired from a lot of his newspaper jobs because he lacked imagination and he did not have any good ideas. This was Walt Disney. Interesting. He didn't let that deter him. He kept pushing forward. And last but not least, Mrs. Moisen already kind of talked about this guy, Michael Jordan.
I didn't see Michael Jordan on your list either.
Right
But you
there.
were covering him up.
Oh, yeah. So
So when I said an idea, I had already looked at your list, and Michael Jordan wasn't listed. So I thought I was good.
he's right there. So Michael Jordan, like Mrs. Moisen said, he is one of probably the best basketball players of all time. Played for the Chicago Bulls. He was cut from his high school basketball team, and this is what he said. He says, "I have missed over 9,000 shots in my career. 9,000. He has lost almost 300 games. On 26 occasions, I have been entrusted to take the game-winning shot, and he missed. I have failed over and over again in life, and that's why I succeed." So no matter how many times you fail, what matters is if you get on up, keep trying, do your very best. If one idea doesn't work, try something else. Brainstorm, ask for help. So
Ask each
persevere.
other.
Ask each other, yes. If your classmates might have a really good idea. So this week, after spring break, 3rd, 4th, and 5th graders, you're going to do an amazing job. Don't get frustrated if you get to a question on the forward exam that you don't know. Push through it. Try your very best. And if you have outside of the classroom, have ideas, try them out. You never know what's going to work. Don't give up.
That's right. That sounds like engaged and empowered instruction
I love-
messages.
There we go. Don't
That's
give up.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mrs. Everhart. Boys and girls, let's make this a magnificent Monday today. And don't forget to be awesome. Oh, and it's STEAM night tonight. So Mrs. Marshall's whispering STEAM in the background. It is STEAM night. So please remember, boys and girls, to do, if you are a part of the STEAM groups, that you come to STEAM. You meet in the MPR for snack first at your designated tables. So let's make it a magnificent Monday, and don't forget to be awesome.